This is Radio Nepal. I am Dela Prasai with the news, the headlines first. Kathmandu District Court remands former Deputy Prime Minister Top Bahadur Raimazhi to 3 days in judicial custody to prove his alleged involvement in fake Vietnamese refugee scam. Lawmakers demand stringent action against culprits involved in fake Vietnamese refugee scam through fair investigation. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda says upcoming budget will prioritise projects and programmes ensuring good returns. And youth-led Move Forward Party ahead with 52 seats in recently held election in Thailand. Now the news in detail. The Kathmandu District Court remanded former Deputy Prime Minister Top Bahadur Raimazhi to 3 days in judicial custody to further prove his alleged involvement in the fake Vietnamese refugee scam. Raimazhi, who was arrested in charge of his involvement in the racket of sending of people to the USA in the guise of Vietnamese refugees, was presented before the District Court yesterday. According to the Superintendent of Police at the District Police Office Kathmandu Sitaram Rizal, the court granted police authority 3 days of remand for Raimazhi for further investigation into the case. Raimazhi was taken under control by police yesterday from Budani Lakanta in Kathmandu on the 12th day of the issuance of an arrest warrant. So far, police have arrested 13 people, including former Minister for Home Affairs Balkrishna Kant, for their alleged involvement in the scam. A meeting of the House of Representatives has formed a draft committee to amend the Federal Parliament Joint Meeting and Joint Committee Work Operations Regulations. The 16-member committee is assigned to prepare the draft of the amendment within 7 days of its formation. Likewise, Minister for Water Supply Mahendra Rai Yadav proposed the meeting to send the Corruption Prevention First Amendment Bill 2077 Bikram Sambat to the respective committee for the class-wise deliberations, and it was unanimously accepted by the meeting. In the meeting of the House of Representatives yesterday, the lawmakers drew the attentions to various contemporary issues, including the fake Vietnamese refugee scam. They viewed that stringent action should be taken against the culprits linked to the scam through fair investigations. Meanwhile, Speaker of the Federal Parliament Devraj Khimiri informed the Parliament about the arrest of lawmaker Top Bahadur Raimazhi. Earlier to yesterday, the Nepal police informed Speaker Khimiri about the arrest of Raimazhi. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda says the upcoming fiscal year's budget, policy and programs will be focused on structural reforms. Addressing a program on current challenges of economy and future steps of solution organized by Nepal National Employees Organization of Nepal Rashtra Bank yesterday, Prime Minister Dahal said the upcoming budget would prioritize the projects and programs that ensure good returns. The Prime Minister further stated that the new budget would cut unnecessary expenditures and increase capital expenditure by enhancing the government's spending capacity and encouraging the private sector. Prime Minister Dahal shared that massive transformation and structural changes are required in every sector to achieve sustainable economic development and prosperity. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda and National Assembly Chairperson Ganesh Prasad Timalsina held a meeting at Balwatar yesterday. According to National Assembly Chairperson Secretariat, the Prime Minister and Chairperson discussed the matters including the current budget session of the Federal Parliament and joint session of the Parliament for the presentation of government's policy and programme for the upcoming fiscal year. Minister for Communications and Information Technology Rekha Sarma says the media's watchdog role is crucial for the governments to carry out its works. Addressing a program in Dang yesterday, Communication Minister Sharma said the government was seeking cooperation from all sides to ensure development and good governance in the country. The government spokesperson and communication minister also placed that the government would pay attention to strengthening radio broadcasting as a large population still depends on the radio for news and views. The fiscal deficit is going up as revenue collection remained minimal in comparison to public expenditure. According to the Office of the Comptroller General, the government's expenditure exceeds 250 billion rupees by the 14th of May of the current fiscal year. The public expenditure during this period was recorded at 1,047 billion rupees, while the revenue collection and grant received was equivalent to 779 billion rupees. Similarly, only 4.8 billion rupees worth of foreign grants have been received, which is only 8.66% against target foreign grants worth over 55.4 billion rupees. A 10-member team, including 5 from the Nepali army, has successfully scaled Mount Everest yesterday. The team climbed the peak under the Clean Mountain Camp in 2023, launched by the Nepali army to collect waste from 4 peaks, including Everest and Lhotse. According to the Nepal Army Directorate of the Public Relations and Information, during the campaign, the Nepal Army aims to gather around 35 tons of solid waste from Everest, Lhotse, Barunse and Annapurna peaks. It is reported that around 32 tons of waste have been collected. The campaign will conclude on the 5th of June or on World Environment Day. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 AM English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. Thailand's general elections held on Sunday have resulted in the Move Forward party becoming the largest party in the parliament with 152 seats according to official results. While no party has gained a clear majority in the 500-seat House of Representatives, Move Forward's popularity among Thai youths and their agendas may lead them to lead a coalition government. The party's platforms, which include bringing the monarchy to constitutional constraints, ending military influence in Thailand's politics and promoting social justice, have resonated with many young voters. The election was seen as a test of Thailand's democracy, with allegations of political interference and media censorship during the campaign period. The outcome of the election is expected to have significant implications for the country's political landscape and relationships with foreign nations, including neighbouring countries and global powers. The formation of a coalition government with Move Forward at the helm could signal a shift towards more progressive policies and a break from a military's traditional influence in Thai politics. At least 676 people have been killed due to the clashes between the Sudanese army and the Rapid Support Forces. According to a report of the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs on Sunday said, clashes spatially in and around Khartoum have killed at least 676 people and injured 5,576. The clashes between the Sudan Armed Forces and the Rapid Support Forces have continued for 30 consecutive days. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in the hilly areas and partly cloudy to mainly fair in the rest of the country. Isolated brief rain or thunder showers is likely to occur at a few places in Koshi Province, Bagmati Province, Gandaki Province and Karnali Province, and at 1 or 2 places of hilly region of the rest of the provinces. Kathmandu's weather report now. Maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 14.2 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin, but before we wrap up the headlines once again. Kathmandu District Court remands former Deputy Prime Minister Tobadur Raimazhi to 3 days in judicial custody to prove his alleged involvement in fake Bhutanese refugee scam. Lawmakers demand stringent action against culprits involved in fake Bhutanese refugee scam through fair investigation. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda says upcoming budget will prioritize projects and programs ensuring good returns. And Youth Lead Move Forward Party ahead with 52 seats in recently held election in Thailand. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe, and have a good day.